Tonight on KGW News, thieves take off with a Salem woman's cherished regalia.
Felt like my soul is still with them. I could still feel them.
And should Oregon expect another COVID surge? Local doctors break down the outlook for the coming months. Plus, outdoor dining has kept restaurants afloat during the pandemic.
And it's actually a reason why we've grown consistently and now actually have a second location.
Now Beaverton wants to make it permanent. Plus, what are you thankful for this year?
Well, that I'm alive. I've cheated death too many times, and now I'm in love.
Your news starts now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Brittany Falkers in Tonight for Laurel. And tonight, a tribal member from the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde pleading for the return of her regalia. Officers located her vehicle, which was stolen over the weekend, but the precious pieces that were inside the car are still missing. KGW's Alma McCarty spoke with her this evening. Alma.
Auburn Logan tells me she was in the middle of moving into her new place in Salem, explaining why the pieces of regalia were in the trunk of her car. Although she got the car back, she said she's heartbroken. Her regalia was taken from her.
Every regalia and every piece has a different story. It has a voice. It has a heartbeat. It matters. When I wore regalia, I wanted the world to see resilience and beauty and grace and femininity at the same time. She's a woman, but she can overcome this. She can beat this world. She can conquer this world.
Auburn Logan explains her regalia has profound meaning. The pieces are irreplaceable, priceless, and it's why the loss of them cuts so deep.
Felt like my soul is still with them. I could still feel them.
On Saturday, Marion County deputies received the report of a stolen vehicle from Bell Road Northeast in Salem.
Kind of honestly tucked away, hidden where the apartment complexes are, because there's a lot of trees back here, so it's really dark. I parked right here. This is the car I currently drive.
Auburn says she checked with neighbors and drove all around Salem looking for the car. On Monday, the sheriff's office recovered it about 10 minutes away on a back road outside the city.
We started going through the trunk. We started going through everything. They took the box of everything that was in there, my regalia pieces. I just felt defeated. I felt so hopeless. I didn't know what to do. I just want them back.
Auburn shared the message on social media, hoping to get the word out to as many people as possible. She says friends, family, and allies are keeping an eye out at pawn shops and online.
It's out there somewhere. I've cried every single day. I've smudged. I've prayed. I've sang for it to come back home. And I just hope the Native community, whoever is watching this, and if your valuables have ever been stolen, you know exactly how this feels. It's a huge, huge trigger. I know plenty of people in my community where they've had, regalia stolen as well. This is not the first time this has happened, and it's not going to be the last.
Auburn said the stolen regalia pieces include otter furs, shell necklaces, a white floral scarf, moccasins, a shawl, and leggings. She said they were inside a medium-sized plastic pale green box that, again, was in the trunk of her car.
Oh, we so hope she can get that back. Thank you so much, Alma. There's promising news out of OHSU tonight about what's next for COVID. The hospital's most recent COVID forecast shows a continued decline in hospitalizations in Oregon, and it also does not predict a COVID holiday surge. But as Catherine Cook reports, holiday travel and gatherings could still have an impact.
The big news is we came out of one of the worst stretches in Oregon's history.
After battling the Delta variant all summer, doctors are forecasting what COVID could do over the holidays. Hospitalizations in Oregon peaked September 1st with 1,187. Now that number is down to 391. With case numbers also declining, doctors hope to avoid another COVID surge.
If we can make it through to January on the trend that we're seeing, that'll be some real good news.
Dr. Peter Graven leads the Office of Advanced Analytics at OHSU. As people move indoors to celebrate Thanksgiving, he says there could be an increase of transmission, but nothing compared to last Thanksgiving. Back then, just 9% of people were protected from the virus. Now, about 81% are protected, either by vaccination or previous infection.
So it's a very different Thanksgiving. There's still a chance that people can generate a surge if we, really throw caution to the wind. But, Oregon so far has maintained a high mask rate. So in those settings, that's going to protect people, of course. And then if you're doing general precautions to have your events with smaller groups of vaccinated people.
Graven says the best way to protect yourself is still to get vaccinated and, if possible, get your booster shot. Right now, they're not seeing any new COVID strains on the horizon. And in Oregon, 100% of the sample sequences they're looking at are the Delta variant.
There's actually a little bit of a silver lining to that, which is those other viruses were not able to continue to spread because of our immunity level.
This week, Oregon lifted its outdoor mask mandate. It's unclear when masks will no longer be required indoors, but that will be the topic of discussion when the Rules Advisory Committee meets on December 2nd. We should know more after that. Catherine Cook, KGW News.
And when students return to school after the Thanksgiving break, they'll have a new option if exposed to COVID. It will keep them in school and out of quarantine. It's called the Test to Stay protocol. It aims to reduce quarantines and time missed at school. Most Oregon school districts are already part of the state's testing program, and this would expand on that. But supply chain issues with the test kits are on the state's radar.
We have heard from our federal partners and from manufacturers that the supply will be stable and will remain adequate. However, a nationwide COVID-19 surge could impact this supply.
Another challenge is how short-staffed schools are. Educators are already doing a lot of extra jobs, and the state acknowledges this is another task layered on. Both the Oregon Health Authority and the Department of Education say the Test to Stay protocol could likely be phased down if enough kids over 5 get vaccinated against COVID. Now let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines. We've learned the victim killed in a southeast Portland standoff on Sunday was a 29-year-old mother. Police say Mariela Gonzalez Rocha was shot and killed by her ex-boyfriend who had escaped federal custody. Devontae Donahue is accused of holding her hostage in her apartment near Division and 171st before shooting her. There's a GoFundMe to help Gonzalez Rocha's family, and we have a link to that on KGW.com. Today, a judicial panel upheld Oregon's new congressional maps drawn up during September's contentious redistricting session. Republicans challenged the maps, accusing Democrats of gerrymandering. However, the panel found no evidence of that. Gerrymandering is the illegal manipulation of electoral district boundaries for political gain. The maps will result in 4 House seats that are safe or lean in favor of Democrats, 1 that's safe for Republicans, and 1 that's a toss-up. And heads up on Thanksgiving public transportation. TriMet says it's running a limited schedule. The MAX, buses, and the Portland streetcar will follow the Sunday schedule. So that means if your bus doesn't run on Sundays, it will not be in service tomorrow. The West Commuter Rail and Aerial Tram will also be closed on Thanksgiving.